Okay, so the last time that you guys played, I think we finished off at the tower that you guys had already kind of finished off your feast there and started up the hills. Oh, I remember you guys had just finished off with the goat ambush. So you guys had finished off the goat ambush and scouting out this fortress, this castle of Cloud Giant and his crew of other giantkin. Ashbark cleverly had the idea of assuming gas form, and you guys drifted in past all these big giants into the chambers of Stepan Clouder, the self-appointed king of this mountain. And you guys engaged in what seemed to be a good faith argument of facts and logic, trying to tempt him to stop exploiting the villagers and saying that you guys would go and clear out the temple above if they did so. And he managed to give you guys some information about the temple above, saying that it was being occupied by a cult that seemed to worship the air. And negotiations didn't go very well. And you guys ended up almost destroying Stepan Clouder before he decided to take his chances with the open sky and jumped out the window, disappearing into the clouds. And the rest of his giants tried to squish you in retaliation, but things didn't go their way pretty quickly, and so most of them fled in fear. So, that's basically where we ended off. You guys had started exploring the treasure. Quite a bit was found, including a lot of valuable gems. And the giants have all fled the area. So we'll pick up from there.
Can I do an identify on this tankard that I picked up?
Absolutely. I meant to make a handout for that, so I'll make it while we're talking here. But it is a tankard of plenty. Just pulling it up here. Okay, so it should be popping up in the chat here.
Oh my god. This is the most dangerous thing to give this group ever.
I know. So it's basically like infinite beer.
Eikooc, you better hide that before Kelnozz sees it.
Oh, it is.
Pack it away.
Fine dwarven crafting as well, so.
That's good stuff.
Alright, I will, I'll tuck it away for now. I'll pull it out later when he needs good, persuasion.
Well, we should use a little bit first, probably.
I'm checking to make sure it works.
Might I remind all of you, there's
We are
a
celebrating.
disturbance. This is no time for celebration. This was but a stepping stone on our greater task. There's a
Mosquitoes
temple
are
that has to
gone.
be killed.
We should have a drink.
Well, it'll bring you strength for our journey.
Always great strength. Never weakness.
We're thirsty after the battle we just had. Let us drink.
I just imagine to outside observers, I feel like we're just a band of half-drunk adventurers just stumbling our way from encounter to encounter.
It's pretty standard.
That's what all adventurers did.
All right, so the tankard has the word "drink" in dwarven inscribed on it.
Well,
And-
clearly this was meant for me. And Kelnozz will both have a drink.
So as
Right.
you say the word "drink," it fills itself with 3 pints of rich dwarven ale.
Ooh.
Oh, that's easy. I guess I'll have another drink.
What did you do with the first drink?
Gave one to Kelnozz, or 3 of them, and took the other one. I mean, clearly Kelnozz would have a drink.
For sure. I forgot. We should probably assign Kelnozz to someone. I'm gonna say Nelson, if you don't mind.
Okay.
But I'll handle it in most situations. So yeah, if you guys want to have a drink of like 1 pint, then no roll necessary. So you just tell me how many times you can use that tankard 3 times before dawn. So I've got 9 pints to divvy up.
What time is it?
It was probably like the later part of the day when you guys had begun this battle. So
Later part of the day.
Shall we nap on the bearskin rugs here before moving on?
How much we get drink and then. These are tasks I can support already.
well, you guys just tell me what you want to do. If you guys want to take a short rest, a long rest, you want to drink all that beer.
Well, we just took this fort, so it's a good enough place to recoup ourselves, and we're nice and fortified in here before we make for the summit.
Did we search the place well enough and, to find all the information?
I guess I have a question.
We need
How far away is the summit? Like, how much more time do we think it would take us to get up there?
It would probably take about a day.
So wait. We have
They're walking.
flight, which goes very, very, very fast. So I don't know if this will. So this spell, which I cast, lasts 8 hours.
Hmm. 300 feet. Oh, that is like really fast.
So we could all turn back into wisps and make our way for the summit.
Yeah. The disadvantage is like
spell that as last time.
no. It's the
It's
same
the same
one.
one.
It's exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
So unless this lasted the battle 8 hours, we just casted, went in here, everybody ran away, and we were like, what the fuck?
We're probably a few hours into it.
But if we can travel faster and get there before dark,
We can do it.
Well, that's interesting.
Why?
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm high level. And
Oh, we can go back? Oh my
That's what I'm
god.
reading, yeah.
Holy shit, this is such a good spell. Like,
yeah,
whole party just gets to fly at will? Alright.
We just get to transform back and forth. And
Yeah, I was imagining to use this to kind of like sneak into a closet and transform back there, not in the front of this guy, but he was okay with it.
Well, perhaps we should take advantage of this and make good time on our journey.
Well, it's just
I agree.
So,
If you'll just explain how I turn myself back into mist, I'm not exactly clear on how this works. Do I have to?
Can we take a short rest before we go, maybe? I know none of us got hurt, but I'd
But-
like to...
But then we'll just kind of like this spell will be closer to expiring.
That's true, but
Okay, that's fair. No, maybe we'll go and then we can see if we can take a short rest there. I'm just trying to recover some spell
Yeah.
slots.
right,
Hold on.
yeah.
Oh, I know, but if you take a short rest, I will. Yeah. I can't cast this again. So that's
you
why.
can just cast it
After a
tomorrow,
long rest.
though.
Well, yeah, after a long rest, it can. But
Doesn't matter to me.
Every day we can travel in gas form.
We're the gas team.
we're the gas.
The drunken gas team. All right, I'm up for traveling then.
All right. Oh, we don't want to. Yeah, we're not going to tell the Order of Knights anything, right? Because we're not sure if they were part of the cult. Is that the going theory?
Either they're a part of the cult or they're a competing cult, a competing air cult, wanting the dominance of the city. Maybe.
Well. Anyway, we can determine the answer to these things if we reach the summit, I'm sure.
I agree.
Be sure to don your tinfoil hats.
Let us gas together.
This is very interesting. Okay. So you guys are just gonna like zoom up the mountain then, I guess.
Yeah.
It was half too late.
Okay. Alright, so you guys take a minute and revert back to your cloud form, right? Where you become wisps of smoke. Wispy cloud. Kind of in a rough shape of your body, but as if formed by puffs of cloud. And you start zooming up the mountain. And you see that the path below is fairly winding and narrow, and as the mountain, as you get closer to the summit of the mountain, it becomes much more steep, and vegetation gets a lot less, much more sparse rather. As you go up, you do see there is like a knight on his giant vulture that is kind of circling over the castle from a distance. Do you guys react to this at all?
If we identify if it's the same knight that we had seen before, like is there anything identifiable?
Make a gaseous perception check. These are gases. What do your cloud eyes see?
Gaseous projection?
See his perception.
From what you can tell, it doesn't look like it's the same one. It looks like it's a different knight in similar uniform and armor, but it seems to be a different person from this distance.
Should probably shoot it down just to be safe.
Well,
hesitant to draw
Looks like an ogre.
in gaseous form.
We're pretty.
Definitely looks like an ogre.
at a disadvantage now because of 1 minute conversion time.
It lasts for 8 hours. I think you guys are probably pretty good.
Okay.
300 speed is so fast.
Yeah.
Look at giant vultures. Flying speed is 60.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Gaseous form of teleportation.
And you can only dash. Take our dash. Action to revert.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just teleported all of us here, so...
Wait, so 300 feet is the basic movement, and we always dash for 600 feet?
This is what it says. This is like, you can't really use it in battle, like, because it's just crazy. But
Yeah, well, it takes a minute, too, so it's like an
Yeah.
entire battle.
So you can just outrun anything in this.
I think that you guys are using it exactly as you're supposed to, which is to cover significant amounts of distance very quickly.
Let us keep using it.
Okay,
And-
so as you guys zip closer up to the temple, you see that the path would have got very winding, very tight as it kind of crisscrosses back and forth, and you notice as you pierce through the clouds in the sky and the actual summit comes into view, you see that on top of the summit is nestled a step pyramid, like a kind of an Aztec kind of style pyramid. That one side has been crafted and chiseled out with a moat. And there is one kind of or the moat leads into a waterfall that is on like this sheer face of a cliff, and one end has like kind of a buttressed wall where there's a door, kind of an obvious entrance. So I will move you guys over there. So as you guys kind of zoom up to this temple, you see kind of around there are kind of ramshackle houses and huts made out of wood, and they're like these strange black humanoids kind of scampering around.
What kind of human? Are they like poor peasants? Cannibals, or do they have uniforms?
Make a gaseous perception check.
Oh, average.
It's hard for you to get a sense because right now you are basically like compelled by this spell to be moving so quickly, and as you kind of like zip in space, you don't get a good look. So, to just resize you guys here, I feel like I didn't get everyone in this.
Shall we investigate this suspicious gathering, because we're sort of assaulting this mountain now?
So I'm putting you guys at the door just so you see where your tokens are, but just give me a second here. I don't think I'm... Does everyone have what they're looking for here? I think so. Okay. So before you here is like, this is a large wall, and then kind of you can see beyond it there is a large step pyramid with like a plaza around it. So it's kind of like an open air city. I wasn't really expecting the top down view for you guys, so you can try to. Okay, so what do you guys want to do while I'm revealing stuff, I guess?
Can we see past the wall? Like, is there vapor form? Like, rise up above?
But those humanoids, were they outside or inside of the walls? How did we see
The black ones are like scampering around on the outside of the walls, and you can see this like you can see down, like it's an open air plaza, I guess is what I'm trying to describe here, with this step pyramid in the middle of it.
I think we're looking for a spot to rematerialize safely. Takes us a minute to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. And so you can see that there are like people in blue robes kind of wandering around in this plaza, and it as you guys linger, you see a few of them point up and start looking at you guys.
Uh-oh.
Just clouds, nothing to see here.
lingering?
Ordinary clouds, moving at Mach speed.
Everybody stay cool.
Okay, so these people worship like gods of storms and things like that. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah,
Wind
yeah.
and storms. Can we say that we're like storm gods?
Sick. That's an awesome plan that can't fail.
Come down. We move so fast in the wind, and we are made of clouds.
It's true. We've come from the skies. It'll work.
People while you're in Dax form?
Pardon?
Can we communicate with things while you're in Dax form?
I don't think so, no. You don't really have mouths.
Does my halfling racial ability work? My telepathy thing?
I'm not super familiar with your halfling ability.
Well, it's just that it says explicitly when a wild shape, I retain my racial abilities, and I chose this ghost-wise halfling.
Well, you're not wild shaped.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't say for correct. Yeah, I didn't talk.
Yeah.
We're just.
That's a good question, but yeah, it wouldn't apply in this case because you're doing a different spell.
So I guess we have to materialize outside of the gate tower.
Well, either that or we go with Kevin's plan and become their new gods.
Can we see this statue fairly clearly?
How close do you guys go to it? I'm picturing you guys like hundreds of feet in the air at this point.
Yeah, we're definitely really high up. I'm just wondering how clearly we can see it from here. Without moving.
You could probably see it as well as this picture would do it. So it's like, you know, it's an obvious humanoid. Looks like it might be a dwarf. But finer details are going to be hard for you to see.
With my amazing perception.
Yes.
Damn.
But you may go closer if you wish.
We're still lingering clouds, just zipping left and right.
So the only thing I'm thinking is this, if this statue is anybody who they seem to worship or something like that. Bob, actually, the one thing I don't have, I have Kelnozz's sheet, but I don't have his like magic item stuff, so that might be a little bit.
Oh,
but
that might be a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't need it. I just wanted to see, does Kelnozz have the hat of like changing into other things? Because he could like look like whoever this statue is.
I've got Miyot's.
Okay, so
if you wish, you or anyone could do a religion check on to see if you recognize something about that statue in that sense.
Oh, pretty good for Tharhun.
You rolled the wrong one there. So what's the modifier difference? So roll the 17.
Religion, it's the same. It's both integer. Or not intelligence.
Okay, well you guys both recognize it immediately as Justhammer, the dwarven god.
Ooh.
of justice.
There's only one good dwarven god.
Really?
Wow.
Yep. Well, there's two dwarven gods. There's Justhammer and Shadowbeard.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there's and then the dwarves that come and join you guys. They worship like the teachings of Copper, which is like one of the sects of true Justhammer's worship.
Good dwarven god in here, or statue.
Well, let's not go in guns a-blazing.
So kind of the last insight you guys get from floating above is that this looks like a ruin. Like it looks like a very ancient dwarven architecture that has seen better days for sure, but is now being occupied by what you guys have been led to believe is some kind of air-worshipping cult.
So it's not like this is theirs. They just have current residency.
They're probably not just Hammer fans.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, they're air worshipping. We are air. They will worship us.
Yeah, yeah. That was Kevin's
Kevin-
plan.
Was it Kelnozz who suggested it?
Sure.
Eikooc.
We'll call it. We'll say it's Kelnozz.
Yes.
It's a crazy enough plan to work.
Okay.
Sounds like it's on brand for Kelnozz.
We should send Kelnozz in first.
Send the guy who's not here's character in first. Tell us how it works out there, Kelnozz.
Okay, there was one thing I forgot as well. So, sitting on top of the step pyramid is a wyvern with a person standing quite close to it.
Uh-oh.
Like he can watch.
Yeah, that's important to note.
And so as you guys are floating around and people are pointing and looking at you, you see this guy is like moving towards his wyvern.
Probably reformulate ourselves very quickly so that we can, fight if we have to.
Into the bushes.
Can we try and land very quickly?
Oh yes. So where are you guys gonna land? It doesn't have to be right here, but like there's a big cliff here that you guys should hopefully be able to see.
Yeah. Is there a spot inside the castle wall, but also not like doesn't look like people, like in like a little gully? I don't know. I only see like a gully here. That we
Are
could just
people
kinda, like,
staring at us?
People are staring at you, and you guys are visible. So you guys can choose anywhere to do it, but I don't think it's reasonable to think you're probably not going to be doing it without a crowd.
without a crowd.
Yeah, like it would be hard for people. You've been spotted at this point, so it'd be hard for you to now be lost. You know what I mean? To be hidden. So if you go down and start transforming, then in the area, then people might be like, "Oh, that smoke is going down over there. Let's go check it out.
Damn
Well.
curiosity.
Then maybe we should do your crazy plan.
Directions, like we're dissipating.
Let's have
What was
Kelnozz
that?
play some music as we appear.
I think, unless they have a way to capture gas, which if they're air worshipping cult, I'm sure they have, we can run away easily from anything.
You guys can run away very, very easily. So the guy's now on his wyvern, and is...
All right, do we want to just run away and form somewhere else, and then come back on foot? Like, we don't have to run far. We just have to get away.
Well, we can
That's
try
pretty smart.
mess
I
with
think
them.
that's reasonable.
This guy doesn't seem like he's gonna fall for the bamboozling we had in mind if he's already mounting up on his wyvern.
Maybe he's a scientist.
The scientist.
As we escape, Kelnozz plays this. Just to
Song of
appease-
Storms.
Just to appease the people below.
What does he play?
The Song of Storms.
Oh. In gas form.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are basically gonna go form like down the path, I guess, a bit.
Not too far. We don't want to lose all that ground.
Yeah. Far enough that we can reform without getting intercepted, but not so far that we have to retrace all our steps.
Okay.
Not so much that the content that you prepared is relevant.
It's all relevant. Okay, so you guys zip down the path a bit and find a spot where you figure it would be pretty safe to form. The wyvern guy floats around, kind of circles around the pyramids looking for you guys, but seems to give up after a few seconds, kind of no longer seeing immediately where you guys are. And as the minute passes by, as you formulate back, let's just do a quick little roll here. Oh. Sorry, just- All right, you see a strange humanoid creature, black. It doesn't have wings, but it looks like a walking bird, and it is poking its head through a bush, trying to stay hidden, but doing quite poorly. And it seems to be looking at you carefully.
Do I recognize that?
You or anyone else can do a nature check. So Ashbark is quite familiar with these creatures, knowing that they do have a home here up on this mountain. These are Kenku, which are very strange, cursed creatures who aren't really able to speak with a language, so to speak, but can mimic any sound they've heard in the past.
Are they intelligent creatures?
Yeah, they are fully intelligent. At least, they have the same spectrum as all humanoids, but they are kind of creatures of a magical curse. Ashbark is able to describe. They're completely unable to have like original creative thoughts. They can only mimic information that they've been given.
Ooh. Oh. Maybe we can see what information given them.
So after the minute forms, you guys are now back to your physical selves, and this creature, unless you make any indication, he thinks he's still hidden. What do you guys do?
Well, maybe we can casually try to surround him by walking aimlessly towards a direction that surrounds. Unless somebody else has more, less threatening ways to say hello.
Like literally anything else.
Yeah.
Well, can't some of you guys like enter his mind and know what he's thinking? I assume like all abilities are now
And on the table.
open to us.
So Bob, when you say he doesn't have it, like he's more of a mirror, like he doesn't have a language of his own that like we could speak to him in.
Yeah,
Potentially.
Ashbark, who rolled quite a high in nature, says that like it's not like they don't have a language, so to speak. You can't use magical means to understand their language. It's complicated, but it's basically they can't think, they can't put together new thoughts. They only like can mimic things that they've heard.
Okay. I think we just say hello to the thing. So let's not get more complicated than that. We see you hiding over there.
So when you say hi to it, it jumps in surprise and skitters back and starts kind of heading back in the direction away from the temple towards the ramshackle wooden buildings that you saw as you zipped up the mountain.
Come back. Come here.
We have cookies.
It seems to stop at the sound of cookies and turns, and it opens its mouth, and what comes out is, "Who are you?" But when it says that, it doesn't really have like an aggressive kind of stance or look to it. It opens its mouth, and that's what comes out.
We're your friends. Well, why were you in the bush?
It cocks its head in confusion and it says, "We have cookies," and puts his hand out and gets a little bit closer.
Do I have a cookie to reach into and give him?
You were
Imagine.
lying about the cookies.
Uh-oh.
Who would do that?
Imagine
Yeah,
you
I
have
have
rations, right? You might
Yeah,
have.
we got ratchets and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have rations and I have I reach out and give him a sweet or a cookie. If I have a cookie, I give a cookie.
All right. He looks at you very cautiously and then snatches the biscuit or whatever your ration is, and then starts nibbling it away. Nibbling it. Takes a few steps back.
I watched him non-threateningly
And
this
then he
time.
looks at you. You can see he's got a kind of a more friendly disposition to you now. And he opens his mouth again and says, "Who are you?"
I repeat, who are you?
He scratches his feet on the ground for a few seconds and then he opens his mouth, and this time what sounds is a like perfect simulation of like a large tree branch breaking. And he like pats himself on the chest as he says, and he repeats it.
I ask him where.
He makes like a kind of a strange sound, kind of like what you did. He shrugs and goes, "Hmm." He doesn't really understand your question. He says, "Who are you?" And then pats himself and says,
We might have to repeat that with him. Can anybody make breaking branch sound?
Make an insight check, Ashbark. Okay, that's his name. His name is the tree branching sound. You get the impression that's what he's answering your question. Who are you? He's tree branching sound, breaking sound.
Of course, this animal can communicate better than me.
Introduce yourself, Ashbark.
Hello, creature of the wood. I'm Ashbark, a druid from the north. I'm your friend. Why are you here?
He points at the temple in the background, and he opens his mouth, and this time it says, "We'll be taking occupation of this fortress now. You're free to stay if you wish to help, but otherwise, you will be asked to leave."
So they kicked you out?
He nods his head and says, "Get out of here before I pluck you clean."
Maybe more discreet way back in. Secret entrance.
No. We're looking to evict the new tenants. Would that be good for you? Would you be happy with that?
He nods his head and says, "Evict the new tenants."
This is the third faction which wants to take possession of the tower.
Would you be willing to help in the effort to remove them?
Fourth, including us.
We will in
He
the end.
seems a little scared at the idea, but he says, "Willing to help?" Who do we lose there?
Who did we lose? Doug?
Doug?
Okay.
Do you know any secret ways in where that we could be undetected?
He seems to think for a bit. And he says, when he opens his mouth this time, it is the sound of a waterfall.
Waterfall.
Behind the water hall, perhaps.
Thank you, creature of the wood.
He shrugs his shoulders as he says this, as if he's not super confident, but that is his input.
Is there any way that you and your kind can create a distraction on, I guess, wherever their encampment is on one side of the castle area here?
He looks very nervous and says, I'll pluck you clean!
Huh.
Yes, I understand.
Starts shaking his head. Looking back at the temple, he says, if you wish to help, you may stay.
Have some of your friends chosen to help?
He nods.
How many friends?
He just shrugs his shoulders.
When will you assault? When will you attack? At dawn? When the night falls?
Branch Break just shakes his head, I guess, and it says, get out of here! And he doesn't seem to like your idea of him or his people attacking this temple.
Oh.
They haven't really agreed to that.
Well.
He looks at you and says, they haven't really agreed to that.
Or should we look for the waterfall then? To sneak in, or are we gonna knock on the front door and see whether they're friendly?
Couldn't really hear you there, right? Sorry.
He asked if you guys are going to sneak in or go to the front door.
Yeah, are you going to go to the waterfall, or are you going to knock on the front door and see what happens?
Ryan, what's new? Did you, like, buy a new webcam or something?
You guys can't hear me?
You're underwater.
Yeah, I
Yes.
suck.
No suppression. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I hear you.
More clearly? We're still...
It's a little more. Yeah, it's more clear.
Yeah, it's more clear now.
Yeah, noise suppression just got debunked. I've
That's
been
not-
talking the whole time, and nobody's been reacting to what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, I guess nobody liked that idea.
But now we can also hear the dryer in the background.
I can't really hear the dryer.
But it's better. It's
I don't
better.
have a dryer down here. It's literally silent in here.
It's probably like a fan close to the microphone or something.
It's like my computer's on, but it's like 3 feet away from the microphone.
No, it's just a microphone quality.
Well, what I said that time was, are we going to go look for the waterfall, or are we going to knock on the door and see what happens?
No, the waterfall's right there.
Oh, well.
That waterfall?
Yep, that's the waterfall there. Why don't we sneak-a-loo our way in there?
I mean, like, we don't want to fall down the waterfall here. Like,
Well, we can.
It's about a 200-foot drop to, like, where there's more rock.
Just lethal enough.
We can be transformed into clouds again. Just for.
Or, oh, you mean within our time frame?
Well, yeah.
I'm just kind of wondering what the play is with the waterfall. Like, you know, I mean, okay, so it seems like it's a river that runs through the temple.
It's a
So
moat.
maybe,
Well, maybe there's a tunnel under the waterfall. Goes into some caverns. Pop up
that'd be
in
pretty
some
cool.
unexpected spot. Be right. Or just like swim. I don't know.
Kelnozz could send Bims to scout out such a potential cavern.
That is some sort of genius idea.
Good job, Kelnozz.
If only Kelnozz was here. Go Bims! Scout out the cavern if it's there.
Alright, Kelnozz summons forth Bims, and the white little pseudo-dragon flies over to the waterfall. Seems to investigate behind the waterfall. And then, in a poof of smoke, appears again on Kelnozz's shoulder. And Kelnozz says, there doesn't seem to be any kind of tunnels or caverns behind the waterfall.
It's bust.
Ooh, debunked.
So we could just enter through the waterfall's opening.
Is this a
rather
dwarven
than the
place?
door.
Yes.
Can I
What
try
if-
and dig a hole with my pickaxe in the waterfall? Look for a secret entrance.
Yeah, can we look for a secret entrance before digging? Maybe there's a switch.
Bims just looked for a existing secret entrance, and there isn't one. So, yeah, I don't see you guys digging a tunnel through underneath this plaza without being detected. But it is an option. And actually, I guess if there's a spell that could do something like that, it's very much an option.
Yeah, I had a spell.
Spell of Mind Mountain.
Yeah.
I can shape stone. I didn't memorize. Foolishly.
The branch break looks to you guys and says, "If you wish to help," question mark.
We do wish to help. We wish to remove these storm worshippers from this place.
He seems glad to hear that. And turns to Ashbark and says, "Cookie?"
I reach to the rations and give him one more biscuit.
He's quite pleased.
And then I ask him, waterfall? How?
He seems to think for a second and then opens his mouth and makes the waterfall noise. And then when he opens his mouth the next time, it sounds like the sound of like scraping stone, like kind of like the sound your hands and your feet would make if they were climbing on sheer cliff face.
Oh,
Climb over, get in that way.
we've got these grappling hooks.
We can also turn to air.
There's that. We could do a much more risky job of climbing, though.
Yes, it's more fun.
They're both pretty risky because the whole thing with air is
Ah.
reverting back.
Yeah.
Do we have enough ability to fly? I think we have a few items of fly. Kelnozz can cast fly. We've tried this before. We've tried a number of fly arrangements.
Kelnozz has fly, but he can't make everyone fly.
No, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's got like a cloak of fly, or I don't know, a hat of fly or something. Does somebody have an item that makes them fly?
I mean, we could ride Roush.
There you
Not
go.
all.
Somebody could ride Radosh.
Someone with a dimensional door could ride Radosh and then
Yeah, that's a
teleport
good
people
point.
through.
Yeah.
Are we just trying to get into this this area?
Yeah,
what's
well,
our
you're
plan?
deciding. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just trying to get into the fortress without, going through the most fortified spot, drawing all of them to the one spot, and having a giant battle, inconspicuously sneaking in.
Which was the big pyramid? Is that this thing right here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We can go to the back of the pyramid because that's where the waterfall is.
That's also where the wyvern guy is.
He's like over here.
Yeah, that's the dude. And he's back now, perching again on the top of the pyramid.
Okay. So it'll be extremely hard to get here without him seeing us.
I could make us more stealthy with Pass Without Trace. It would help some rolls for stealth.
That might be good. We could also can we wait and see if he goes to dinner, or take a coffee break or something, and then sneak in then.
I don't know
You
if
can't
the
sit
guy-
up there all the time.
You guys could just
Hey, man.
remember that it wasn't just him who saw you guys as Gas. That doesn't make you invisible.
Hitman style. Let's just sit here for a few days and learn all their patterns.
How big is the waterfall? How thick is the water? I'm asking if I can cast water walk, and for us to just step on the bottom of the waterfall, and if you're inside of a water, it shoots you up.
It's also known as teleport through water.
Some water elevator.
So I don't know if you're asking how tall the waterfall is, then
I mean,
it's at 200 feet, and if it's how wide is it, then it's roughly 35-40 feet.
okay. If you stand in the middle of the waterfall, are you considered to be under the water? Would you have to hold your breath?
I don't know. I guess if you're
If you
usually
can't-
standing in a waterfall, no, you don't have to hold your breath.
Okay, fair enough.
Unless
So
it's
the-
so terrible that you're being waterboarded.
If you cast Walk on Water and you're at the bottom of a lake, does that mean you pop up to the top of the lake?
That's what I'm asking.
I would read the spell and see what the spell says. A liquid surface.
If your target, a creature submerged in a liquid, the spell carries the target to the surface of the liquid at a rate of 60 feet per
There you
second.
go.
Oh my god, it is water elevator.
Yeah, I love druids. Okay, I'm going to cast this
Okay,
as a
you're
ritual
not
spell.
submerged when you're standing in a waterfall, though.
No.
Oh man. That's such a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Okay, well, I have to climb.
So what's the plan here, guys?
Do you want to climb or use some fancy teleporting tricks?
Oh, do we have it? Oh, dimensional door, right? Right. Okay, yeah, I can fly somebody up.
Well,
Can
wait. There's dudes on the walls though, aren't there? So we're not gonna get completely in that way.
I can transform into a giant spider. Somebody ride a giant spider, and I can
Oh
try
yeah,
to stealth
yeah.
on a cliff.
Because you can climb, right? Don't spiders have the?
They have like super awesome upside down.
Yeah. So you could go like over here and then climb up there. I don't know. Do something with the water, and then.
Kelnozz
But
can polymorph someone into a bird or something. I guess that's maybe not a good idea. Maybe.
no,
Could
we
be.
can. I can transform all of us into bird. Actually, yes. Can we do that stealthily? I mean, as bird. Can we fly up all of us as bird? Is this an option we want to pursue? I think I have a plan.
Flock of birds, super suspicious.
No, I can summon pixie. I can summon 8 pixies.
Oh, God.
Each of them can cast a polymorph spell, and we can polymorph of the bird. I love druids so much.
With great power comes great responsibility. I mean, what's stopping us from just knocking on the door? Are they not going to answer it? Like, I've explored that option. We're exploring cliff diving and water elevators, but have we tried just knocking on the door and asking them what they're up to? And
Well, the diplomacy approach. I mean, that's not exactly our strong suit. But
well, I agree. Our strong suit is standing around, taking a long time to make what seems to be a straightforward decision.
Absolutely.
that's true.
It's a quintessential D&D experience.
All right. Good point. I say we listen to the weird creature and go up the back here. That seems to be pretty good. It's, we saw the bird's eye view. There's not too much back there. We kind of sneak up there.
Yeah,
Is that
but we're discussing how to sneak.
Yeah, so we just got to figure out a way to logistically get 7 people over there along this outer way, either along the cliff, fly around, not without. And when we fly, I would say let's not fly up and over. Let's fly like down along the cliff and like down along through the water. I know this guy will probably see us anyway, and we should all try to kind of come out here roughly the same time if we can. Logistically, kind of difficult with a lot of people.
I
Especially
see.
if we're all doing different things.
So
Not
just
saying we shouldn't do it.
just questioning. Let's say you get here, right? What then?
We probably start fighting.
Right? You're just like, we don't want to go to the door and start talking to people. So let's go
Let's
over here
sneak in
and
and
start
start
talking to
fighting.
people. Like,
Yeah, I guess.
but it is up to you guys.
Fair enough.
We can just do anything.
Let's do nothing instead.
Oh, it's just a model.
Okay. So, the question is, do we... Sorry, what?
Have Kelnozz knock on the door.
Alright, you guys are gonna get a little bit closer to the door. You see the carved reliefs of 2 dwarves face one another in profile to complete an arc beyond the ledge. Through the arc, the blocky contours of a lost dwarven city sprawl in the subterranean night. From somewhere within comes an agonized wail, followed by a breathless ramble of whimpering pleas. Then the whole city seems to join the chorus with the screams of creatures mad from torment.
Hold on. So we just spent like 20 minutes figuring out how to go up the cliff and around the side. the whole time Orbs has this like script written for when we walk up to the door.
Yes.
Amazing.
So you,
Sounds like there's orcs there. Lots of orcs.
so this is
Trigger
kind
the
of
next
like a
step.
stone. Sorry, go ahead.
It's a stone one.
A stone door here.
Where are we talking about? Like, where's this door? Where's?
The little rectangle.
Down here.
Okay, gotcha.
This is like a squat stone gatehouse here that stands at the entrance to the Dwarven city. And
All right, Brynn, knock away.
I knock on the door. Not knowing what I'm going to say.
Offer some cookies.
Cookies, yeah, cookies seem to work.
Is there any
the
answer?
door just kind of gently moves a little bit as you knock, but there isn't any immediate answer. You can hear more screams and pleas coming from just out, like through the door.
Ooh.
Green.
It does sound like
Can
there's
I
cookies on the outside of the door.
push the door open? Like, is it loose on the hinges, or?
All right, you
Okay.
open the door and you can see beyond an arched corridor zigzags past the sturdy stone walls, and you can see there are arrow slits through this passageway.
Ooh, that looks pretty dangerous.
At the far end of this murderous hallway stands the entrance to the Lost Dwarven City.
Well, now that you've described it as a murderous hallway, maybe we should go back out to the cliff.
Well, it has a clear, defensive function here.
So, if we check for traps here before moving through the door, are we going to find lots of traps, or are these like arrow slits like an archer would stand behind? And
Yes, they're just like slots in the stone. They look like just holes where typically arrows would be shot out of. So if you want to take a closer look to see if they have traps in them, you'll have to just do a closer look, either a perception or an investigation.
okay, I'll check for traps there. I guess if you back door.
Okay. So, as you kind of peer in and look at the first arrow slit that's kind of closest to you, you can see that it just goes into like a dark room, but you feel fairly certain that there's no loaded arrow on a contraption that is poking from behind that arrow slit.
Okay.
Can we still hear the scream?
Yes, as the door opens, you can hear the screams much more loudly, and you can hear a voice saying, "Quick, help us! Oh!"
Do something.
Quick! I don't think.
I'm going to pull 3 balls from my rust bag of tricks just while we're preparing to go in here.
I
Okay.
guess I'll start carefully working my way through the hallway here, because there's a lot of corners. Kind of trying to check around each corner as I go.
Sure. Okay, so Nelson, you should be able to drag the NPCs that you've just summoned.
Yep, got him.
Okay, good. All right, so Brynn is starting to move through this hallway. Who is staying with him? What's the marching order at this point?
Yes, I will follow.
Okay, so arrange yourself on the map here.
super minor thing, Bob. I don't know how easy it is for you to do. I've got a boar on here, but the thing in the bag of tricks is a giant boar. They're slightly different.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
got him.
I can just use the boar token and then use the giant boar stats.
Hold on.
It's hard to if it's hard to change.
Alright, I'm for some reason blanking on getting the token right, but this is the board here.
Okay.
I look at Boar and look at Eikooc. That's a good trick.
Okay, so are you guys basically just going to be following in with Brynn? And Ashbark?
Yeah, I'm gonna send my animals ahead of me.
Okay. And Brynn, can you just describe again how you guys are going through this?
Like slowly moving through to kind of check each corner. Look for the glint of someone holding a crossbow or something through one of these slits. Looking at the ground in case there's any pressure plates or tripwires or something that I can easily see.
So make a either perception or investigation roll. Ooh, 23. Okay. So you get about this far when you notice something. So let's have everyone put themselves in the right marching order here. Brynn gets about this far, and you see through the arrow slits what look like oily dark feathers passing through the windows, and then you can hear the telltale sound of a bowstring being pulled.
No.
So
Is it one bowstring, or are we?
it's roll initiative time.
Oh no.
Last one.
Good rolls.
I'll just do my animals on my turn if that's alright.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so go ahead, Brynn.
So which slit was it that I saw the oily feathers? Like the next one up here? Or?
This
Oh,
one.
that one there? Okay. I obviously know we're in here. However, I would imagine I would not be good at
These things are like basically like the reason that I haven't revealed them is they basically have total cover, except for when they're poking out through these arrow slits.
Mhm.
It's not very far. We could probably run for it.
Yeah. Okay. Takes an action. Don't want to make a struggle here. Okay. I am going to. How big is this hall? I'm gonna cast a spell, believe it or not. I'm gonna do a level 2 fog cloud. So it'll be a 40-foot sphere, kind of like in the middle of the hallway, up a little bit. So that we can hopefully like traverse through here relatively unharmed.
I
If we just have to run in a straight line, right? What does everyone think about that? I quickly poll the crowd before making my decision.
that's very defensive. Can I suggest, Eikooc? I've seen that you can create walls of fire as well. For you to create a wall of fire on this side of the slots on your turn, and next I will create a wall of fire on this side, and we will walk in.
The space you guys it'd be hard for you guys to see.
No, okay. Yeah.
Okay, I got a better idea.
I like the wall card.
I am going to cast After the Trace, and we'll try and sneak by. Does that sound slightly better? Everyone can get +10 stealth to their stealth check.
Are you gonna use your movement?
After I cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, so I cast out, everyone's got Pass Without Trace, and then I can go 35 feet. So you conveniently made this as awkward as possible. This zigzagging hallway. Okay, so I'll go here.
The diagonal
This
line
way.
should like the measurement should be accurate,
Okay, that's right there.
including the like every other zigzag rule.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, sweet. And then I will. Sorry, I was right here. 35. Oh, I can go one more. And then another 35 to here. Yeah. And I'm going to dash for the measly cost of 1 bonus action and get myself right over here. Or maybe I'll go. Yeah, no, that's fine there. I'll stealthy like, of course.
Okay. What would Kelnozz do? Yuck.
Kelnozz is up in a while. Eikooc rolled.
Oh yeah.
Epic.
All this stuff is all messed up.
Looks
It's
okay
okay
to me.
for me.
Oh really? Okay, I can see old ones.
So, I have a question. the rats, could they fit through the holes?
The arrow
for,
slits? Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Yeah, rats can fit through a lot of things.
Yeah, they're
You
pretty...
might have to hold it up to the arrow slit, but
Okay, well, I think I will do that. I'll command the rats to go attack anything in here. And you said the arrow... well, I guess I wouldn't really know, so I'll just do it on the bottom, closest to me, and I'll put the rats into room and tell them to attack anything they see.
okay. Well, if we're
Or
gonna
like-
go on there on your initiative, then what's their speed?
20.
Okay. So they just skitter up there. They don't have enough speed to get there and attack. Okay, anything else in your
I've
turn?
lost sight of my rats.
Rat.
And in terms of spell type stuff, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna see what point I choose in range. Okay, I guess I'm gonna. Can I peek through? Can I peek through the hole here in front of me, just to see what's behind, like see what's through it?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Arrow to the face.
Yeah, great guy. I gotta get the right character sheet here. Pretty good.
Oh, I didn't see. I'm sorry. 22. So you poke your eye through, and you can see in this area here 2 Kenku, and they're both kind of in the process. Like just as you guys kind of burst through this chamber, they're making those noises, and you can see that they're making like the cries and pleas of different sounds and the wailing sounds. And as the rats scurry up to this one here, like it kind of is startled and starts to well, it'll move on its own, but it's startled and it looks like it's trying to move away from these rats.
It's all still black for us down there. So when you say this one, I'm not
Yes
sure.
and no, yeah.
Okay.
And you don't see any actual signs of weapons on them.
Wow, they're just making the noises. Threatening noises. Don't forget you have +1 to stealth.
Okay. Well, and I am just going to. I don't know. They don't have weapons, and they don't seem like they're attacking, right? So. I don't think I'm really going to do anything. I think I'm just going to chill over here.
Okay. Grage, you're up.
Great.
Maybe muted.
I'm moving forward to give Brynn cover, really. He was able to get through this place just fine, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
ran through.
Okay.
And I ready my weapon in case any invisible or whatever magic people do anything.
Are you gonna ready a specific action?
I counterattack if they get too close and are aggressive.
Okay. All right, Ashbark.
I'm going to use my dash shot. Go over here. and I will raise my shield just a little higher. And that is it.
Okay. On this initiative order, the sounds of wailing and pleas stop. And you don't see or hear anything in particular. Oops.
I see both of them.
Now that you guys aren't in the air, I guess I should probably cover up some of this stuff.
Yeah.
You and your air spells. Alright. So that secret is freshly preserved. Now it is Kelnozz's turn.
Alright. Kelnozz is going to dash his way through. He will throw a bardic inspiration on Grage.
Okay. And Tharhun.
I will probably make my way down here using a dash action.
Okay. I think we can break initiative now. The sounds of wailing have stopped, and you guys are on high guard for sure. The only sounds that now you can hear are just like very kind of discordant and kind of more amateurish than disturbing music that seems to be coming from the building that's that you guys are just outside of here, Brynn and Grage and Ashbark.
The building being like this hallway with the three dudes in it? Or this open room over on the right hand side?
No,
If
so
that's an
this
open
big black room here is essentially a like a plaza here. Is there a door? Yeah, there is a door. So, sorry.
Oh, so you mean this big black one, like down the hallway, way up here?
No, right here. That's where you guys can hear music coming out of.
Sorry, can you flash it again? I scrolled while you were moving my screen.
Yeah, I actually moved the screen. Oh, okay, so.
Yeah, I was just scrolling down while you scrolled up or something. So it ended up not moving. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm just looking completely at the wrong area.
Well, why are we here?
I don't see a door on that building though.
Here?
Is that a door? Or oh, there's something moving. And Forbes is fashioning a door as we speak.
Okay, and I'll just go quick to that hallway. When you look down that hallway, just peeking around the corner, you can see 3 tapered obelisks, their sides inscribed with ancient pictographs, stand in a row, their peaks scraping the 15-foot high ceiling. Each obelisk has a gaunt human tied to its base. Around the obelisk, a colored cobblestone mosaic depicts Justhammer and a huge warhammer slung over his shoulders. And just beyond, you see a door.
So these are like these people tied up are like near death or dead or.
They appear gaunt, but you can take a closer look if you wish.
They're not enemies though, like they're tied up, right?
They're tied up.
They look friendly, Brynn. Go say hi.
I'm going to make my way up to the first one here and kind of inspect what's going on here. Stealthily, of course.
Oh yeah, we're stealthing.
Okay, roll stealth checks. And then do... Actually, you won't need to roll.
36.
Ooh,
Add 10 to whatever you roll.
29.
Oof, I'll need every single one.
Nice. Okay, so as you guys move, there's no sign from the guy on the wyvern that he sees you at all as you move. The humans who are tied up on the obelisk here, they are wearing the same kind of blue robes with the lighter blue lines on it depicting air and wind that you guys had seen down on the spire. Other than that, these guys look extremely malnourished. They've got like hollow rib cages, and their bellies are just like concave spaces with flesh stretched across their bones. Skeletal hands and legs. They all seem like they're like barely awake.
Can I
Oh.
communicate with it, or?
It is human. What do you say?
I don't know. Are you okay? Stupidest question.
The cloaks which they're wearing are the same cloaks we saw at the initial nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, prisoners. It was a war between like guilds for this air people.
So when you ask, "Are you okay?" he says, "Yes."
Oh,
well then.
thank you.
He says, "I live on air alone.
Ooh,
I am
that's not
worthy."
seem to go well.
Yeah, how's that going for you?
Would you like a pint?
Yeah.
His head turns away.
Okay.
At least they're not hostile.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty chill. I don't think he's gonna raise an alarm because he can barely speak.
Well-
How far did I move here?
We didn't come here to talk initially.
So I'm gonna keep moving. 5, 6, 7. Closer to the door. But I can't get there without dashing, so I'll probably stop there.
We're not in initiative now, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you guys don't need to worry about dashing so much.
Oh, okay. Then I'll keep moving to the door, and is there... Can I hear anything on the other side of the door?
Yes, there's a loud musical sound.
Oh, yeah, the music.
Yeah.
Is there any like keyhole or like a split
No.
in the door?
No, it's
that I
like
could see through?
it's a stone slab door, basically,
Okay.
of ancient dwarven make.
Loud music on the other side. Always liked a good party. Back when good parties could be had.
We came in here because of the cries and they're silent now. I'm suspicious of everything which is going on.
Well, I think the cries were the Kenku repeating maybe what these three emaciated fellows went through. Although they seem to be into it. And does anyone have a way of like looking through this door without just kicking it open and saying surprise?
Well, we still are stealthy. So can you stealthily open the door?
I believe it is a heavy dwarven stone door. I don't imagine there's like a super silent, not like discreet way of opening it. I open the door.
All right, you open the door, and okay, what you see inside are 6 people who are playing instruments. In the corner are 2 kind of scared-looking, startled Kenku. The one of them turns and looks at you and says, "Ah, new recruit. You wouldn't happen to know your way around a tuba, would you?"
Oh, I tuba with the best of them.
Thank you, Yancy Bean. These people don't have a musical bone in their body. Won't you come in and play for us?
I don't see why not. It seems friendly enough in here.
What is everyone else doing?
Enter the room with everyone else cowering down the corner back here.
We're not hiding. We are busted to stealth.
Okay,
Brynn's
Ashbark,
off
you see.
doubting, and he just decides to just like join a band.
Join the band.
So everyone else, you see, Kelnozz is going to go as well. Did somebody say music?
Yeah, Kelnozz should be right up here playing his whatever it is, pan flute or whatever he's playing these days.
He says, "Aha! A whole band of you. Well met. My name is Wind Arrow. What brings you to our temple? Here to become initiates, of course."
Of course, we came here to play some music, join in the festivities. Hopefully fare a little better than our friends in the hallway there.
Well,
Breathe in the air.
kind of a big shot when it comes to the Church of the Howling Hatred here. I could be sure to pull some strings and get you guys in if you can carry a tune.
The Church of the Howling Hatred, you say? Wow, that's an ominous name for your church.
Who do you hate exactly?
Don't tell me you didn't know the name until you just got here.
Oh, of course I knew the name. I just wanted to tell you in person. I thought it's an ominous name.
Well, the wind is an ominous foe, is it not?
Indeed. Howled with the best of them.
Let's see what musical ability you have. Come in here.
Are all of these people dressed the same? Like
Yeah.
the
They're all-
icons look like humans, but they're not. These are like more like.
Yeah, these guys are all wearing kind of cult garb, like, blue robes. He says, "You five, put down those instruments and never touch them again. You're terrible. If I had my way, you would be you attached to those obelisks." So he gestures in, and there's a number of instruments that are available to be played.
I've got my own drum.
Against the wall, there is an organ. There is a set of drums here. One of them hands Brynn a tuba.
Oh yeah.
There's a flute. And Kelnozz breaks out his mandolin. And he says, "All right, jam session number 2.
I believe I have some experience with the drums.
We all jam.
I'm also proficient with drums.
Classically, Eikooc was the vocals, though. Kevin.
That's true. That's true.
Okay,
Forgot
so
about
let's
that.
get everyone to do a performance check.
Ooh. Ah.
That was you. Oh my god, plus 13.
Oh, Tharhun.
Wow.
Taking up the drums. Bringing up the average.
Doing better than Kelnozz.
Kelnozz had a plus 13.
Wow.
Rolled a 5.
Nice.
Alright, well, you guys have them tapping their feet and snapping their fingers and bobbing their heads. And when you're done your epic jam session, Wind Harrow says, "Amazing. Amazing. Stay right here." And he goes and grabs enough cult robes for everyone. And he says, "Welcome to the Howling Hatred.
Yes.
We made it, guys. We made it.
Mission accomplished.
Today you can have orientation and report back tomorrow for obelisk duty."
Oh. I mean, I look forward to obelisk duty.
I can't tell you how happy I am to finally have some musical compatriots here.
Well, we can't tell you how happy we are to be here.
I didn't catch your names.
Ooh.
We'll have to start introducing you.
My name is Snowcloud.
Make a deception check. Well, that's pretty good. Nice to meet you, Snowcloud.
Nice to meet you too. I look forward to the obelisk duty.
He says, "Well, it's not pleasant, but it is necessary. You have to learn to be powered through air alone. Consequently, we also eat food."
I look forward to mastering transforming into air and traveling at very high speed.
He says, so you have done some homework. The power to turn yourself into a gaseous form takes much study. Perhaps in a few years you'll achieve it.
We will be patient.
Most patient. Oh, perhaps we could get a tour. See the church treasury, things like that.
Musical and funny. I think I have a special liking for you. He holds out his hand. Says, "The tour sounds lovely." Do you take his hand, Brynn?
I take his hand.
Okay, you hold your hand.
This is a
This is a church.
hand-holding tour.
This is a church leader, Ryan. Just be careful.
Okay, so he, hand in hand, starts walking back into the obelisk hallway. Alright, and he goes over this way. Oops. He says, well, the northern parts of this place here tend to be for the more advanced initiates. So I'll be showing you around the more places for the more neophytes and acolytes. With some hard work and dedication, I'm sure you'll be able to work your way up to the pyramid. Probably in only a couple years' time.
Ah, the Great Pyramid. Perhaps we can take a quick look at the pyramid, so we know what we're working towards. Keep us motivated.
Oh yes, there will be time for that when you're on the obelisk. Okay, so are you all ready to go into this room?
Why, yes. Let us enter. Obelisk storage room number 1.
I hope this will not be dangerous.
Are you guys all together? I see, okay. Alright, so he opens the door. And you can see some more initiates who... These guys are wearing, like... They are wearing the blue garb. But they don't seem as kind of like... it's not as well worn as the other ones. They look like they're very fresh uniforms. And there are 5 of them that are just turning this huge wheel. And he's so as you enter here, you see 2 massive stone pillars thread holes in the floors and the ceiling of this vast chamber. Stone crossbeams pierce the pillars to form spokes, creating giant wheels. There are 2 robed figures whipping 5 sorry-looking humans into pushing against the crossbeams of the westernmost wheel with all of their might. As the wheel turns slowly counterclockwise, you hear the grinding of enormous gears hidden deep beneath the stone floor. And Windarrow says, we have some new initiates here who are turning the crank, keeping the moat full. Maybe if you guys have excellent behavior, you'll get to move the crank.
Oh, I look forward to this job.
But why can't we pull the crank now?
Especially
Looks
like
character.
Well, these 5 are not ready for a break. Don't rush yourself, young Snowcloud. There'll be plenty of time to push the wheel.
I'm excited.
Moving on. Say, what part of Alborog do you guys hail from?
Pop quiz question. I got over the map.
all over.
Oh,
Yes, we come from many different parts. A ragtag bunch of nambies we are.
We're
But
vagabond.
we bring music from all corners of Alvarog.
Like the wind, we're from everywhere.
Six friends with mysterious pasts. Well, we get that type a lot up here. Hopefully you're not from Wallsdale, though. He laughs knowingly.
Wallsdale. Is that the place that got destroyed?
Oh, you've heard of that, eh? Yeah, no big deal. Seems like he's kind of proud of something.
Ah, were you part of the
Hurry up!
destruction of Wallsdale? I've heard legend of it.
I hope we get to turn the cog soon.
He says, well, there'll be plenty of time for advanced studies later on. Anyway, over here we have where you'll be staying for the next little while. He opens the door, showing off like a neat little personal room, and he says, back there's another one. And here you go. We'll have to share bunks. Only limited space here. So while you'll be sleeping, the others will turn the crank or be on the obelisk. And then as the shifts change, we can have you go and have them come in. Try to keep things neat and tidy. Get comfortable. Tomorrow morning I'll get you for either obelisk or cog duty. Snowcloud, I've got you pegged for the wheel duty.
Yes! Thank you! Thank you! I won't let you down.
Alright, well, if there are no further questions.
Oh, what's for breakfast?
Yeah. What a
Yes.
silly question.
Yes, you guys will be having a light breakfast. Followed by a light lunch.
Okay.
May we explore around the quarters here? There seems to be some hallways around us. Or are we to remain in the rooms here?
It would be wise for you to wait until orientation tomorrow before wandering too far.
I see. Well, thank you. We shall make ourselves comfortable.
Alright
Or
then.
is he waiting for us to enter the room? Are we gonna get locked in?
It's just... No, these doors don't have locks. Alright, well. You really impressed me with that performance. I can't wait to play again tomorrow.
We shall practice in our dreams.
Become this party.
Alright, so we should sit around this table and plot whether we're just going to wait to sit on the obelisk and turn this wheel, or if we're going to explore this place without that guy.
Oh, we could wait for tomorrow, take a long rest, get them to show us around, learn more about them tomorrow.
I feel like with the blue robes we blend in and would have a little more freedom walking around than in our typical gear. Unless we can just have our typical gear underneath.
You certainly
But I
can.
feel like Tharhun carrying 5 or 6 spears might poke out of the cloak a little bit.
They've got the impression that we're weak, so we should use that to our advantage. keep the facade for as long as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Strike it with a fireball later.
Well, they do think we're common folk. I'm not sure they know we can disintegrate all of them very.
Yes, we also need to decide what our goal is here. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
We don't really know even what's going on, other than we're basically just going to be subjected to torture.
We just joined the cult.
Let's collect information
yes.
and learn how to take them down most efficiently.
Yes, perhaps they have leaders that could be quickly murdered. I mean, brought to justice.
Or we stay within the church, we work our way up through the ranks over the next 2 or 3 years, get to that real pinnacle point, sell it, buy a house.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do that for weeks.
Or we can burn this place to the ground. I mean, we did not climb a waterfall because we wanted to come here and talk with them. Now we joined the cult. I'm not sure what
They
they're
appreciate our musical abilities. This is the first group that's really appreciated us.
This is our first public appearance as this band.
We all know that we truly rock, but we can't let the adoration of these people sway us from our path. Remember, the energies were disturbed, were they not? And this guy seemed to know something about some of the goings on around these parts.
Wiping a town off the map.
That's right.
While we're talking, while this is going on, I'm going to cast Water Walk as a ritual spell on everyone. I remember. Yes.
Good to be prepared.
Do we know?
How long does that last?
An hour only.
Okay.
Wait a second. Let's do this. So remember when we were in the air, we saw a bunch of people standing around the statue, right? Looking up at us?
Mm-hmm.
What if we use our scrying orb to, spy on those people? Because we kind of know that we saw them, right? So we can use it on them?
Yeah.
But me, I did not take scrying. I don't have it prepared.
Someone has an orb.
Yeah, I'm saying use the orb to spy on some people and just see if we can figure anything out.
Kelnozz has it.
Oh, does he? Kelnozz, let us look into the orb and see those people who were gawking at us earlier. See if they're talking about anything interesting.
I've got you as having it, Scott.
Oh, do I? Okay.
I don't
well,
know.
then I will take it out and say, all right, how do I operate this thing? Do I yell at it?
Well, you just scry with it.
Well, no, you're attuned to it, so you know how to use it, and so while touching it, you can cast a spell through the thing, and as you do, it swirls with quicksilver, and you want to focus on that statue, or the people around the statue.
Well, I'll focus on the statue and see if anyone's still there, and try to overhear their conversations.
Okay. So duration is 10 minutes. So you can see that in this area there are still a number of them standing around. As you focus through the quicksilver ball, you can see that they seem to be kind of on guard, like they're stationed here They're looking like they're, watching for anyone who's trying to get through this area. There's minimal talking. There's not really speaking to each other. How long
Alright.
do you watch?
What is
Probably for a few minutes, and then I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what is the night watch? Doing? Can we switch to the what was it? The bird, the griffin?
Change the channel.
Sorry?
Oh yeah, the wyvern.
Yeah, we're in.
That guy? You want to scry the guy who's on the wyvern?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he was just watching guard, right? I
Yeah.
don't know. He's not gonna be talking to his wyvern. We can check if he's still there. If he's not there, we can sneak up on him. But I don't know. I think we should find out something about this cult, how they operate, their leaders, what they've been up to. We need to figure out how they've tampered with the energies of the region, and so that we can put things right.
By turning cog. I agree.
Let's take a nice, good long rest.
Get ready for obelisk duty in the morning.
Rest up for the obelisk duty.
Perhaps we should eat some of our rations, because it doesn't sound like we're going to be getting much food while we're here. And I don't know about you, but I can't survive just on air. Fill up that tankard and...
I hope they did not see through our cover.
What cover? We really are a rocking band.
Actually, yes.
No deception there.
Just fact.
Well, we need to, before we rest, I would really like to know what is their purpose here. Why did we come to this particular place? If it's to find the elements, then maybe we should find it. And this cult is an evil, hostile cult, so I don't think they mean all good for us.
I can guarantee you they don't mean any good for us.
Well, we could take watch as we rest, and then make sure that nobody sneaks in here and casts a spell on us or anything.
Prudent plan.
Alternatively, we could break out of our quarters and sneak
We
around
have
here aimlessly.
Gniddup hat.
But that might turn into a battle.
I
That's
would really
true.
like to recover myself. So I can be useful tomorrow.
Accept the hospitality of this generous host, then.
We haven't turned hostile yet. We should wait for the last moment, and then, do what we do.
So
I called
I
this
think
monk.
having maybe we go with the typical watch pattern, where I take a watch and Kelnozz takes a watch, because we both only have to watch for half the time and still get a long rest in.
Sounds good.
Switching up spell? What spells do we?
Okay, so you guys gonna do long rest?
Yeah, I think that's the game plan. Yuck's already half asleep over there in the corner.
Okay, you taking first or second watch?
I'll take the first watch.
Okay, about 2 hours into this, a group of initiates enter into the room.
Do they look tired and beleaguered?
Yes. So they walk into the room and they're like, "Oh, I thought we were supposed to be sleeping here. Who are you guys?"
We're the new recruits. Just arrived today. Our orientation day is tomorrow.
Oof. So you guys are digging this air, eh?
This air rules.
I guess we'll be bunking together then.
The more the merrier, I suppose. What did you just finish? What duties did you just finish?
Oh, it's been just turning the wheel for the last few hours.
Oh, we look forward to the wheel turn. Builds muscle.
So make a deception check as you try to pass off as digging this air. That's mighty good. Yeah, so he says, "Oh, this air rules" with you as you. Okay, so these guys are convinced, and they need a place to sleep, but they're not like hostile in any way, so they won't interrupt your long rest.
So,
Does
is anyone around?
Yeah, are you still sleeping there?
Wait, before we sleep.
No,
Maybe
we
we
were
should-
sleeping.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
okay.
during
Taking 2 hours
Bryn's
into our sleep.
watch. Yeah.
Crap. Never mind.
Retcon.
Don't worry about him. He talks in his sleep.
All right. Well, Tharhun, you wake up in the morning, or after 8 hours or so, and there's some extra bodies in the room. Some other initiates who are now sleeping, curled up with Brynn. JK. So you guys can take your long rest benefits.
Cha-ching.
And I'm a little tempted to end it there for the night.
Good.
Unless you guys would really like to push forward for the next 20 minutes or so.
I gotta get up crazy early.
Alright, then.
I think that's
Let's
a
call it a night.
reasonable place to